Hi, my name's Emma Kivett, and I am currently a senior organizational communications major who is hoping to enter into the travel and tourism sector. However, when I first started at college and I was in your shoes, I was kind of at a bit of a loss. I really had no idea what I could do with a communication major after I left college. I knew that communications degrees seemed versatile, employers were looking for communication skills, and it was something I thought I was relatively good at. But past that, I didn't know what would come for me after I left Ball State. And so I think that's why I love this department, because they do an exceptional job of helping you navigate through that very common, difficult question. What do I want to do with this major, and how do I market myself in order to do so? And I love how our program is set up in order to accomplish those goals. You go through a lot of different paths, and I think every class is such a learning curve in what you want to do and what you don't want to do. For example, COMM 465 for me taught me research is not my favorite thing or my forte, but I now know how to do so in an ethical way if my employer were to ask me to do so. COMM 220 taught me debate can be terrifying, but I now know how to support my own arguments better, as well as be critical of others in a professional way, which I think is invaluable in whatever career you go for. And that's really at the essence of our major, is that our skills can be used in any field, and it's really about finding what field interests you. So I think that's another reason our major is very unique and really exciting, is that they give us a lot of room to explore and find our interests. And so because I had this extra room in my schedule, I was able to take on 2 minors, and one of those was in travel and tourism, which actually was a result of taking COMM 290 intercultural communication with Dr. O'Hara. I'd always loved the idea of interacting with people different than myself, and I love to travel and I love to experience new cultures, but I'd never looked at it in such an analytical way to really acknowledge the fact that in order for some place to be our vacation spot, it has to be somebody else's home, and how to navigate entering into someone's home in a respectful way, just as you would if you were to enter your neighbor's house. And I think that's what intercultural communication really taught me, is that you need to be respectful and you need to be conscientious, and what practices are sustainable in tourism. And I think Dr. O'Hara does a really great job of encompassing all of that when taking part in intercultural communication, but it really urged me to continue on my studies with it, which is why with my extra space in my schedule, I took on a minor in travel and tourism, which I rarely recommend anybody to do. If you have an additional interest to our major, explore it in a minor and see if maybe that's the industry you would like to enter with your communication skills. So for me, after graduation, I am moving to Texas, into Lubbock, Texas, where I am hoping to be a part of Visit Lubbock, which is their tourism bureau. And according to their website, they focus not only in connecting the tourist with the community, but they also work at connecting businesses, so corporations or venues, and bringing them to Lubbock and having them have conventions, special events, as well as just your average wedding or reunion. And I think that's something that really gravitated me to Lubbock, Visit Lubbock specifically, is because they were not only focused in this tourism aspect, but also in the special events aspect, which is something else that I became really invested in and interested in college. I had a job previously that really focused on special events, but then I used my internship that was required of me as an organizational communication major to really develop and understand my interest in event management. So for those of you who are organizational communications major or are seeking out an internship, don't be afraid of it. It was my biggest fear coming into college, finding an internship that mattered. But my internship became more to me not a way to market myself, but to explore my own interests and decide what not only I wanted to work for, but what kind of company culture I wanted to be a part of, and I got an internship in the Muncie community as an event management intern, and it really helped me flourish and understand who I am as a professional. So that is an invaluable experience that I highly recommend. So going from here, I am hoping to work at Visit Lubbock, but I'm eventually hoping to move into a different sector of the tourism industry. According to the Oxford Academy's website, there's about 10 major travel and tourism jobs, and I think they're all incredible for communications major. Our skills are really an asset to them. So including those jobs are a travel consultant, which is kind of what I'll be doing with Visit Lubbock, or a tour guide, or even a leisure event management. So I'm hoping to eventually work at the corporate level for a tourism business like Hilton or American Airlines, and work in their communications department for their tourism industry. So, but with that, according to Indeed.com and Glassdoor, that takes about 5 to 8 years of experience. So I'm really trying to lay the ground level in order to make it to that point and to have the knowledge that can best serve them. So I'm really excited to enter the career workforce. Sometimes I still don't feel like I know what my major is, but every day I learn something new about our major, and every day I feel like I have skills that I can be confident in. So don't worry, it's coming for you. Thank you so much for listening.